You know, your 3D photos will be most impressive when your picture contains a foreground, main subject, and background. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Overlapping different objects at different distances will also maximize the 3D effect. Okay, Robert, let's take our first shot, shall we? The main subject in this photo is Kevin. When you're composing your 3D shots, think depth. Try to keep your main subject at a medium distance from the camera. Have something in front of your main subject and have something behind your main subject. This way you have at least 3 good planes where you'll experience a striking 3D effect. Foreground object in front, then your main subject, and then your background. In outdoor shots like this one, the ideal distance for your main subject is between 15 and 22 feet from the camera, although a couple of feet either way won't make too much difference. These distance guidelines are designed to help you take the most effective 3D shots possible. Follow them whenever you can, and you're sure to be satisfied with the results. Now let's choose our foreground. Just about any available object can serve as your foreground. Let's see. This bush will do just fine, although those branches over there would work equally as well. The foreground should be as close to 6 feet from the camera as possible. When you combine a foreground object at 6 feet with a main object at from 15 to 22 feet, the 3D effect is spectacular. A caution here, don't let your foreground object come too close to the camera. The camera's focal range starts at 5.5 feet. Nothing in your picture should be any closer to the camera than that. For your foreground, 6 feet is ideal. 5 feet is just too close for comfort. As you look through the viewfinder, move around until you get the composition you like best. You'll want the foreground object to overlap more distant objects in the photo. Then the 3D effect will be particularly dramatic. Remember, we're doing everything we can to capture depth, the crucial ingredient in 3D photography. The only thing left now is the background, and this is really easy. You just don't want your background too close to your main subject. And try not to pose your subject against a flat, uniform background like a blank wall. If you do, the result will probably be a picture that won't have the depth you want. To enhance your 3D photos, try to use the brightest colors possible, like Kevin's yellow shirt. Robert, check your lighting selector.
Right, Vincent, we're in full sunlight, so I'm leaving it on sunny.
Very good. Shoot.
Okay, Kevin. This one's for Grandma.
Now let's take another picture with Carol and Cindy. Photographing a group of people isn't much different from what we've just done. Robert, since you're practically a 3D expert by now, why don't you help me set up this shot?
Sure, Vincent. Carol, you stand in the middle. Cindy, you stand on one side of your mom. Kevin, you stand on the other side. Not too close. Keep a little space between all of you.
Well, since everybody's at approximately the same distance from the camera, it's best to leave a little space between each person. This way, the background will show through, increasing the 3D effect.
The foreground and the background are both just great.
Now, if you were setting up this shot, you might be tempted to bring one of the children up to the foreground position. But this doesn't usually work out too well. Avoid photographing people in the foreground when the main subject is further away from the camera. Oh, by the way, although it's not ideal, you can photograph people from as close as 6 feet, as long as they are your main subject. And try not to photograph people from further away than 25 feet.
You ready? Say cheese!
Next, we're all going up to a house. It's on a hill, but alas, it's not haunted.